Hey guys, Luna here, welcome back to another PlayerUnknowns Battleground update video for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. The new update, including the new map Vikendi, will go live tomorrow, and I'm going over all of the patch notes. Now, most of the patch notes are the same as the PTS update that we already had, but there are also other big changes we have been waiting for to the game being added in this update, parachute changes, ping-based matchmaking, and more, so a huge update tomorrow to go over in this video. If it's useful, a like is very much appreciated. So the update times then, Pacific time is tomorrow at between 12 and 2 AM, and that's between 9 and 11 AM Central European time, between 8 and 10 in the UK. So let's start by quickly running down the things we already know because they're just pretty much the same as what we already covered in the PTS. The new snow map Vikendi will be added. Vikendi is a 6x6 kilometer map. The gameplay of Vikendi is quicker than Handgun and Miramar, but offers an arguably more tactical experience than Sandhawk. Players can throw snowballs while waiting to board the plane in the starting area. Vehicles will be more slippery in snow or icy areas, and acceleration on icy terrain is slow, and you lose more general vehicle control as you speed up. Footprints and vehicle tracks will appear as players travel in snow-covered areas, keep an eye out for that. These help to greatly identify enemy players that have passed by recently, but keep in mind that the footprints and tracks in the snow don't stay around forever. There's changes to the red zone. The center of the red zone spawns outside of the play zone, and the smaller the play zone, the smaller the red zone. For the blue zone, the first circle of every game is much smaller on this new map, but subsequent circle sizes change less drastically. This facilitates more blue zone variety and unique experiences. Similar strategies work on Vikendi to Erangel and Miramar for the first three phases, but the zones will close slower starting from phase 4, similar to how Sandhawk works. This will lead to a good balance between strategy and gunplay throughout the duration of each of the matches on the new map. Finally, item spawn balance changes. The overall item spawn rate is at a midpoint between the maps, offering a unique place between the spawn rates of Erangel and Sandhawk. Level 3 helmets spawn in this map, level 3 vests spawn more often, and smoke grenades are spawned at a higher rate compared to other throwables. Next up, a couple of quality of life changes that are not specific just to the new map, and they are changes to the minimap, where players can now further magnify the minimap. Player order consistency between the lobby and in-game is now consistent so that players will have fixed numbers and colours based on lobby order when they enter a game. So if you're first, then you will have a specific colour entering a lobby, and that will be the same for every map, instead of being randomly assigned one. Added field of view slider and first person perspective mode in the settings, and that does make a really big difference to the first person perspective in the game. And finally, added graphical setting options for Xbox One X in the main menu. The survival pass and the survival title system is being added. I want to make a separate video going over these because this video is already going to be over 10 minutes without going into the details for those, so look out for that tomorrow. Added a new Handgun the Scorpion. It spawns on all maps, uses single fire and full auto fire modes, uses 9mm ammo, and it can load up to 20 bullets and 40 with the extended mag. It can equip red dot sights, suppressors, vertical grip, half grip, light grip, and laser sight, stock from the micro Uzi, and extended magazine only. The G36C has also been added but only spawns on Vikendi. Chamber for 5.56 ammo, it can load 30 bullets, 40 with the extended mag, and has a lowered upper rail for all attachments, but cannot attach a stock. Finally added a new vehicle, the Snowmobile. Again, only spawns on Vikendi, and it can see up to 2 players, and of course is much better for driving on snow and ice. So those are all of the new additions for the new snow map. What about Regen Renewal then? The server region will now be decided automatically depending on the player's region. If you group with a player from another region, matchmaking will automatically decide the best region to play on for your group. So guys, ping-based matchmaking is finally being added, and this should really help with instances of player desync caused by people not playing in the right servers, and it will also help, especially on the European servers, first-person perspective, where a lot of the players have moved to the North American servers to play that. Well, everyone who wants to play that now from Europe will now only be able to play that on the European servers, so it's something we've been waiting for a long time, and hopefully this will help improve the game in your local region. Map selection has changed with the addition of Vikendi. You can now select Vikendi or select others, Erangel, Miramar, and Sandhawk to play. Quick join function puts you in the first available game regardless of map. I'm not sure why they have this new system where you can choose to play Vikendi or you can choose to play one of the other 3 maps. I still don't really know the reason why they don't have map selection for all maps, but this is the system that they're going with. They've also made a couple of other changes to the way the whole thing looks. So they've improved the map and game mode selection interface. Additional queuing information is now displayed for the selected match type. If the matchmaking pool in your region has sufficient players for healthy matchmaking, the expected wait time will be displayed for the selected match type. When the matching pool in your region doesn't have enough players for healthy matchmaking, an accurate estimated waiting time cannot be provided and the number of players currently queuing will be displayed instead. When the concurrent player count for a region is too low to start games consistently in a particular mode, those players will be redirected to the next closest region instead. A message will alert players when that is happening and to expect higher ping than local servers. So they have made other changes to matchmaking as well that will hopefully improve things for players. Okay, a couple of gameplay changes for the new update. They've decreased the recoil of the P18C, added auto reload options, so when enabled you will reload weapons automatically when you try to fire while your magazine is empty. You actually have to wait for it to be empty and then press the fire button for that to work. It doesn't automatically do it once your clip is empty, so keep that in mind. And by default this is set to off, so you'll need to turn it on in the gameplay menu. Maximum number of forward running sensitivity has changed from 50 to 100. The maximum value would stay the same, so if your forward running sensitivity was 10, it will be changed to 20. This is to have a more specific value in game. Improve the sound settings and options, and the sound settings are now separated into master volume, FX volume, user interface volume, and music volume. Next up, we have the long-awaited parachute system overhaul, and these are all of the changes. To free falling, tapping L stick now puts you into a dive at full speed straight down towards the ground. Turning speed is now much faster and has increased control responsiveness and precision. When parachuting, added new freefall animation and increased overall control and responsiveness. Tapping the L stick helps you drop faster and land quicker. Pulling L stick backwards lets you glide when you want to travel at a longer distance. You can now cut the parachute while relatively close to the ground by pressing B while still moving through the air. This can be used to strategically get to your airdrop point faster, but be careful as you can still take fall damage if you're too high. Added new landing animations. The speed in which you land matters, as landing too fast may force your character to roll, or roll for longer, before you can gain full control of your movement. Colliding with buildings or objects while parachuting will now automatically cut your parachute for you, so be careful. And that's a good one because a lot of the times you do get stuck and the button to cut yourself free doesn't always work. The parachute no longer disappears instantly after landing. Improve the character animation used in the air. Character movements are much more fluid and have been improved to be more realistic now. So those are all of the parachute changes. There's a couple of other changes to the game as well. Improved blood hit effects, improve the visuals of blood particles when players are shot, and improve the visuals of blood effects that appear on screen when shot by other players. Slightly decrease the maximum number of shots possible to fire per second with the M16A4. The reason for this change was due to the fire rate or burst fire mode for the M16A4 being unintentionally slower than single fire shot rapidly. They're planning to have weapon balance patch in the first half of 2019, so make sure to share your feedback regarding weapons that you want to see changed and become more balanced. Adjusted the sight position to be closer to the muzzle for some weapons. In a future update they'll be adding new attachments which will require the new sight position, so they've made changes in advance to help players adjust to the new sight. There is no change to weapon recoil, but many weapon controls may be perceivably different due to the sight location change. And players now receive damage from Molotovs that hit their vehicle, and Molotovs that hit around the vehicle or when driving through an already exploded Molotov will not damage those inside. What about user interface and user experience changes? The controller guide can now be seen from the lobby from the settings. The name of the player being watched while spectating teammates in observer view or killer spectating will now appear in the top left corner of the screen. Change the overall lobby theme in celebration of the new latest map, Vikendi. Applied the snowfield environment theme, applied the snowing effect, and changed the background music. Combined the career and leaderboard menu in statistics into a season menu. Performance changes. Improve the client performance by optimizing the creation of character materials. Improve performance by mitigating an issue causing thin objects to flicker. Optimize particles in rainy weather. Adjusted the parachute and character sync rate depending on the distance to improve server performance. improved the item and skins to look smoother on preview, and added character weapon skins in parachute preview, optimized rendering method on vegetation to improve performance, and optimized object creation to improve CPU performance. For reporting players, they added the report player function to event mode games. Press Y to report the killer, and you cannot report the same player more than once in game. Finally, changes to G-Coin. 13,000 G-Coin will now become 13,500 G-Coin, and if you've purchased 13,000 G-Coin previously, you will be sent the extra 500 G-Coin. Guys, finally there are over 70 bug fixes, of which I'm not going to read them all out. You can quickly see them on the screen, but they're not really that important. They're just a bunch of general bug fixes that you'd expect in most updates. But I didn't want to go through them as this video has already been very long. But that is it for this one, guys. A new update will be out tomorrow. I have one video planned tomorrow going over the new Survivor Pass and Survival title systems, so you can look out for that. Leave any questions about this new update you have in the comments below, and like and subscribe for more PUBG and other shooter game videos. Got a busy few months ahead going over PUBG, Reddit Online, and also things like Anthem and The Division 2, just to name a few. So turn on notifications if you want to see updates to all of those things. Guys, have an awesome day. I will see you all tomorrow with more PUBG videos. Peace out.